Yes, top of the morning, you know the vibes. It's the sauce. Saturday morning, July 8th. We have fights today. Um, I also have a exclusive Charles Conwell. 1 p.m. Just tying up the rest of the questions. I want to say this too. I did put that out there for the listener supporters that want to partake in this. Um, to put their questions in the post, because when I start to rock and roll, right, 1 p.m., and you guys do try to um jump on, right, for those that's going to partake in another source experience, only the super chat questions when I go live will get recognition. Just putting that out there, man. FYI. But this morning, I got a couple topics I want to touch on. Um, the episode one, I think, airs tonight before the Boost Ennis telecast. I want to speak on that. I want to speak on pretty much the buzz, as far as the fight. It was 21 days away, 3 weeks away now, man. Countdown. All of the excitement for the biggest fight in boxing that many YouTubers, content creators are saying is only coming from YouTube, but it's really not even coming off of YouTube. Maybe with this episode one of the All Access, it'll start getting the electricity going a little bit, because right now it seems kind of dead, to be honest. Because I was, before I jumped on early this morning, I was doing comparisons between the last big pay-per-view, which was Tank and Ryan, and this one, and the electricity for the Tank Ryan, which wasn't supposed to be bigger than this fight. The anticipation was more. But like I said, maybe this episode one of the All Access would get that electricity going. Because right now, to be honest, it's kind of dead. And I say that respectfully, because we have channels and YouTubers, content creators, that when this fight wasn't being made or wasn't made or was trying to be in the process of being made, did more content, condemning and speaking on why the fight wasn't made, who's to blame, this, that, and the third. Now that the fight is here, the pattern of that is pretty much the same, because you have content creators and, like I like to call them, nobodies, right? They're not talking about this fight no more. Why? Because the fight is 3 weeks away, but yet they want to talk about fights that aren't being made. They want to talk about offers being made. When you have an actual fight that is signed, sealed, and delivered, and it is 21 days out. But I'm gonna play some audio this morning, because that's what I do. I shake it up over here. I shake it up. And one thing about how I shake it up, a lot of these guys, they don't like me, because unlike them, I'm hands on. when I say hands-on, like everybody can do their thing on the internet, but how many of us really do it in real life? You know, like my guy Salute, the first one in the building. International Sauce is the name now. Bond, yes, James Bond. Sauce, Shy Sauce. Shout out to Toby in the UK, early in the AM. But yes, the buzz is not there, but we're gonna try to get it there for y'all, like we always do. You know, controversy sells, but I understand why a lot of you guys aren't really speaking on this fight, because now, and like I said in my thumbnail, and you have to keep the same energy. The gimmicks, the narratives have to stay the same. You can't switch it up now. You know, it's 3 weeks away. 3 weeks from now, it needs to be a one-sided ass whooping. A nobody who fought nobody needs to get, put in his place. But I think as we are getting closer and closer, that nobody is really starting to look like a somebody, not only a somebody, but a threat, and a dangerous threat at that. Because as we watch the two training regiments of the two participants, we see one guy who, man, he's running Mount Olympus. That's what I call the Colorado Spring thing. He's getting to the heights. We see another guy who looks like he's at the local daycare center. You know, he's stretching, he's doing, and one thing about me, I want to say this, right? I come from that family, that cloth, and something my uncle said in regards to I give my peoples their props, right? Whenever I drop some sauce that really isn't mine, but I get the credit for, I always deflect and give it to the ones who it is. Ren, you got to turn that phone down or skip out of this room, please. Thank you. So when the things are servicing of Earl doing the new stretching techniques. Now my uncle, he's that guy, right? He knows his stuff. So he immediately sensed this to me. We're talking. He says, it's cool that he's doing that, but it's another gimmick. And I was like, why? What do you mean? That's what you're supposed to do. He said, yes, supposed to. But if you're just doing it now and you haven't been doing it, hasn't been a routine, the benefits aren't the same. And after I got off the phone with him, I thought about what he said. And I thought about other things. Like, yes, it should be a pattern, a routine. And it's clearly, as the videos show, that it's not a routine. Because if you watch the videos, and shout out to WCS for putting the shorts out, it seems to be like he's just learning to do these things. So salute to my uncle for definitely pointing that out. But like I said, one guy is locked in. They're both locked in, but it's like when you watch Terrence, the stuff that he's been putting out, like I said, running Mount Olympus with his family, the other things, it's just a different energy, but it is what it is. But I want to play a little. I think it was Fight Hype. He was on Fight Hype. They put a little snippet out. Fight Hype is really trying to sell I'm not the Charlo fight, but he's trying to sell the Earl Spence fight for Canelo. Let's listen to the audio, and I'm gonna speak on it a little bit, but I want you guys to pay attention, right? How these guys contradict themselves, right? The contradiction is crazy.
The great improviser, but this you can't do in your head. This is the most important thing that ever happened in the history of the world. They just fired
back up.
The contradiction is crazy. Listen to that.
Canelo started. We started at 147 pounds.
I'm gonna bring it back. I want to bring it back.
Jamel taught the business. You're a prize fighter, like Floyd used to talk about. Just a gym mate, Jamel Charlo taking on Canelo. Is Jamel not too light in the ass against Canelo, like you said about Terrence moving up to fight you?
I heard the question, right? Stop it. He asked him right now. Now, see, this is why I say Earl Spence is inconsistent. Borderline fake, bro. It is what it is. I said it over here. Borderline fake. Dudes don't they switch up. Now, remember, great question, number one for Fight Hype. Set him up lovely. He just put it out there because remember, Terrence Crawford, who is basically moving up 2 weight classes. Because what? Then Terrence started out 135, right? 135, 140, 147. Earl is on record to saying that Terrence is too light in the ass. Too light in the ass because he's moving up 2 weight classes, right? To fight him at welterweight, which he's been fighting at welterweight now for a number of fights, stopping all the welterweight opponents that he has fought, 2 of which are common opponents of Earl Spence. But we don't need to touch on that. I want us to focus on what I just stated about Terrence moving up 2 weight classes, but he was too small. So now he asks him about his stablemate who was attempting to do the same thing without even testing the waters. And let's hear his response now.
Canelo started. He started at 147 pounds, and if you look at pictures with Jamel and Canelo, I'm taller than Canelo, but Jamel got some size too. Like Jamel always been he was 154 pounds, like he's always been big. So I feel like he'll mess with the weight really good. I mean, he just can't try to bulk up and just get too big and be sluggish.
All right. Stop it. He said, hey, see how the energy switched up? Now, being that his guy, quote unquote guy, stablemate, is moving up 2 weight classes, he matches up well, yada, yada, yada. Canelo started out 147. Jamel has always been a big 154 pounder. But did you hear what he said? If he bulks up, he should be all right. Not too much. That's what all you're talking about. That people are talking about how he's bulking up. So, like I've been on record and others, but I gotta highlight myself first. I told you he's gonna put the weight on to be sluggish. Sluggish. You never tested that water. You never jumped in that lake, that pond, that ocean, that stream. You never did it. But now you're going to attempt to do it, and we will see September 30th. But do you see how the narrative has changed? What is cool for him to do? Yo. What's the song that Finesse Toussaint said? He said it's a problem when I do it, right? So it was a problem when Bud did it. But look at the energy that Spence has for his stablemate. Oh, he's big, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, he's going to be big to get his ass whooped. Big to get his ass whooped, man. And I can't wait. I can't wait because I'm going to come on here and gloat. I'm going to be extra petty as a blogger, nana poo-poo, that type of stuff. Tobe said, Bud bought the house where he goes to camp. He was locked in tough training years ago. Earl is playing catch up. Oh, man. I'm going to leave that comment up there. He is. Not only is he playing catch up, he's playing, and we'll get to some of that. because now he wants to talk about, the injuries, the car wrecks, and all of that. All this is starting to come to the table. He's playing against that as well, and it's showing, man. That's why he's stretching. That's why he's doing these things. That's why he looks extra stiff on the heavy bag, slow. He doesn't look as fluid. He just doesn't look the same, man. He always was a flat-footed fighter, but now he looks like he has cement shoes. But there's a lot going on down there. We're gonna get to that as well. Like I said, I got time. I'll stay on for a little bit because, like I said, I got my questions pretty much done for Charles WBC. Yeah, listen, he's ranked. I'm not gonna let out too much because I'm gonna speak about this with the interview. But when you go across the board, I think he's number 9 or 8 in the Ring Magazine rankings. Number 1 in the WBC. I think he's 3 in the WBO. But yeah, we're gonna have a good interview, man. Good StreamYard interview because I like I said, I interviewed him last week. It's up on the channel in the flesh because I like I said, I'm a hands-on type of dude. I let the internet guys that cover boxing on the internet, that's their lane, man. They feel like by them doing. It's easier to do these right here. These StreamYard interviews from the confines of your home or wherever you set up at. As you have an office or you're in your living room, your computer room. These are easy. But when you're on deck in the field, this is a different game, man. And forgive me if I come off like the weirdo said, stunting. No, it's just not that I'm not stunting. It's just that you are on a low, a jealous hater. Somebody that, talks boxing, and you see somebody like myself that actually does it. And you're a part of a cult. You're part of a clique, a jealous clique, right? That, you guys feel like if you don't watch somebody that actually does it in real life, it affects what they do in real life, which it doesn't. It never will. Because while you guys don't actually do it, I do it. That's why you see I use that. I put my thumbnail picture was showing you my pilgrimage last week with my family. It was a 10-hour journey, which I knocked out in eight and a little over 8.5 hours under. Because I stopped once, but just to show you, so I will always carry myself with a chip on my shoulder because I always hear others that don't go to fights always come up with excuses why they can't go to fights or why they can't do this or why they can't do that. Why they can't? Because they want a shortcut, and in life there are no shortcuts. Just like with this YouTube, you see people excel on YouTube, but what does that lead to for them? Nowhere, because it's a shortcut. Whereas somebody like myself and others that are in the field, just blow past them. Real talk, blow past them. But thank you, Tobe. Toby said, in my opinion, Sha, you don't swim the English Channel by jumping into the sea at Dover Beach and saying I'm going to swim with friends. There's big training for years before that happens. It is. They're gonna, September 30th. Charlo's gonna find that out the hard way, bro. But I just like since we're speaking on the training aspect, right? He's not in Dallas right now. You know that, right? You know who is in Dallas? You know who is in Dallas? Ryan Garcia. You know why Ryan Garcia is in Dallas? Because Earl Spence has a fight coming up. Frank Martin has a fight coming up, as well as Anthony Joshua. So the exposure for Ryan Garcia, who showed up, who did some pad work with Derek, which looked sloppy, It's smart because now he's in the mix. But I didn't see a fighter that's scheduled to fight in the mix. You know why? Because Charlo's in his gym in Houston. Nobody talks about that. Toby said, Shy, you misheard what those trolls said. They said you were stunning, not stunting. Stunning. 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 Yes. Stunning like my daddy, you know. Shout out to Birdman. Trick Noti in the building. What's going on, Trick? Trick is another guy that gets things done behind the scenes for a lot of these internet guys that, you know, only cover boxing on the internet. But yeah, so Derek got a full plate. Frank Warren fights next week. I think they said he's fighting. I gotta look at the guy up, man. I got time today, so I'm gonna do a little background check on him. But he's supposed to be fighting somebody that's decent that we don't know. I don't know. But I'll look him up. But that's a lot on the manuscript down there, man. AJ, you know, EJ. Now, we don't know how long Ryan's going to stay in town, but Ryan and Jamel's in Houston with Juan Guzman. So shout out to Juan Guzman. But that's a lot going on in the world-class gym, man. You know, big fights, man. Big fights. You know, back to back to back. So we just got to wait to see what happens. And I just know the Omaha Monster is focused, man. Him and his team, man. They've been preparing for this for 4 years. And I have the receipts on that, man. 4 years. Matter of fact, why don't I one of the receipts for y'all? You know, one thing about like being a field player, right? When you are in the field, right? One thing about the field worker, that I pride myself on being a field worker, still am to this day, but I just, you know, do other things as well. But when you're a field worker, you tend to put in work, right? And not only do you put in work, you amass a catalog of gems. And when you amass these gems, right, they are, you know, pretty much in the archive forever. Forever? Yes, forever. And one thing about, see, I always told guys, I didn't come on here for the YouTube deal. They came at me a long time ago. And they tried to, when they seen my catalog, real talk, they tried to get me to go with the YouTube deal, right? They was telling me all about it, the perks that come with it. I was like, nah. I was like, I'm good. But they wanted me to take the YouTube deal, right? And I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want that. I'd rather just do what I do, you know? Because a lot of these guys that took the YouTube deal, right? 4 years. My channel's been up for 4 years. I thought it was 5. Damn, I thought I had 5 years. I don't even got 5 years yet. But they came to me about the YouTube deal, right? I was like, nah. Because now I look at guys that took the YouTube deal, right? I'm lapping them in the game, in real life. Real talk. I'm lapping them. With no views. Look at my views, man. No views. But they don't get the type of access that I get with my no views. Rest in peace to Patrick, man. Patrick Day, man. Gone but not forgotten, man. I remember being in the gym with him. And yes, we are looking for Bomac. Where is the Bowmaster? It should be coming up. Look at the ledger. See the ledger. This is what matters, man. And I tell guys this, man. The internet doesn't matter, man. You know, it's cool to get these internet interviews and all that, man. But when you present your resume to these people, and you wanna and you wanna be like, yo, when they ask you what have you done, and you could just run off stuff like this, right? Like this, and then you use your views, right? Because then you show, look, see, this is when I initially started the podcast with my guys, and then people told me like, yo, you gotta lead by example. Before I was trying to kick in the door for everybody. Look, that was 4 years ago. In the studio, all type of stuff, man. I had to carry the torch for the head, man. But yeah, I want to get to Bomac. Bomac's somewhere on here, man. I remember interviewing them early in the game. Look, Roy, cousin Roy, rest in peace, Nassim Richardson. So it got to be coming up, because I think that might have been the what's the name fight, the Mayor Khan or the Green Machine. It might have been Green Machine. So it might be down a little bit further. Look at Tiafimo. The Josue Vargas, man. Josue, your name is in the mix for the wrong ish, man. I tell you know what's crazy? I be telling these dudes, right? I be so humble with it, right? Real talk. I be like ultimately humble, real talk. But when I stroll down the catalog, that's why I guess this is why these dudes be feeling that I'm stunting. Look, Tevin Farmer, it was man. They don't got a third. Look, this Will, Derek James, yeah. So it's coming up. Tony Harrison, Eric Kelly, Dominic Brazil. Where is Bomac, man? This guy right here. So yeah, it's coming up now. There goes Earl. Because we're still on the PBC side of things. Keith Thurman, Ronnie Shields. Look, these dudes don't even got some of these interviews on the internet. I got these in real life, man, real time. So I try to tell you, man, real life views are different. They're different. This is my guy right here. Great dude. I wonder if he's going to be working Earl's Corner. Mr. Villanueva, man. Solid dude, man. He's probably one of the only Team Spence members that I'm actually still cool with, man. Good, honorable dude, man. Shout out to him. We're out. Come on, where is Bomac at, man? Bomac should be here, man. Little B-Hop. That's when he was little B-Hop. Now he's prime time. So you guys didn't cover him when he was, what's the name? He said people want to pride Derek James. Hold on, Trick. I'm gonna pull your comment up. I'm bouncing back and forth. He said people want to pride Derek James for Mel's success against Canelo. He almost didn't train him. Dominic Quinn trained Mel as well. Yeah, Juan Guzman. Dominic, that's his strength and conditioning coach. That's the light-skinned dude. But it was my guy, K. Juan Guzman left his family here in NY. Missed his daughter's graduation. No, I think he flew back for the graduation and then went down. But he was in the mix, man. He was in the mix, man. The Russell brothers, gems, man. Yeah, I guess I am stunning. Yes. When you have a Congress catalog like this, that's what they call it, right? Shout out to my man Corner Man Boxing. Look, Corner Man Boxing used to be a field reporter. Now he's off doing his thing, conquering the world. You know? Where is Bomac, man? Where is the Bomacster? Bomac is on here. I'm gonna find him. R.P. Patrick. Yes, Patrick was one of the best ever. Solid brother, man. Patrick is with me right now, shining from the essence with the ancestors, kicking in doors for me. Because you need people like Patrick on your side, especially when you have, a lot of people who we deal with spiritual warfare all the time. There goes Bomac. See, here it is. See, didn't I tell you I was gonna find it? Look, Jamel. Look. If I go from right here, right? Look, this right here. That's why these dudes be feeling the type of way they feel. Look, Antoine Russell, Cool Boy Steph, Hank Lundy, Coach Chino, Coach Rel. Look. Shakur Stevenson. These is Flesh. Teddy Atlas. Jamel Herring. Edgar Belanga. Bomac. 4 years ago. Look. We can keep going. Steven Nelson. The Russell brothers. Again, right here. The Russell brothers. But let's get to Bomac. 4 years ago, I told you, they had a game plan in place for Earl 4 years ago. We could play this. You know why we could play this video? Because I own this video. I don't have to worry about getting a copy strike. But let's play this. Listen to what Bomac said 4 years ago.
Jackal Fitness, man. I got Omaha, Nebraska's finest right here, Mr. Bomac, man. Superstar trainer, man. Terrence Crawford's trainer. Early prediction for tomorrow night, man. What can we expect? We know we're gonna get that timing.
I got about 9.
Okay, about 9, definitely, man. Anything new y'all been working on in the camp, man? You see me just talking to So Cold, man, Mr. Steven Nelson. Anything new y'all been working on in the camp, Bomac?
A lot of hand-eye coordination, speed.
Okay,
that's it.
Okay, yeah. This describe what's in that water out there. That you guys are producing some mean, gritty, dog type of fighters out there in Nebraska, man. What's in that water out there?
Man, it's just hard work and dedication, man. That's all it is out there. Okay. When you come to my team, you got to be dedicated. You want to work hard.
Definitely. Everybody wants to know when they're gonna let the guys on the other side of the street, how they say the PBC boys, get a taste of Bud.
That's on them.
Yeah. How do you see that playing out with Bud and the top guys over there as far as Thurman?
Beat the shit out of them.
Okay, because Thurman been real boisterous about his opinion about Terrence and not respecting Terrence as a real 147 pounder. What's your thoughts on that, Bomac?
I ain't paying no attention to that shit, man, because of the fact that the world know who the best 147 pounders and who the best fucking fighter is in this world. So, hey, we just keep on pushing, keep on knocking them down. As soon as they put them on the chop block, it's time to go.
That's right. That's why you hear Bomac out here, man. Talk to him about
that shit, man. You heard me?
Yeah, talk to him, Bomac. That's what we love, man. Definitely, before I let you go, man, we'll be seeing Bud Crawford call out one of the 3 big guys on PBC.
He can't keep calling them out, because the more you call them out, the more they fucking don't want to come off the porch.
Okay, we heard that, man. Once again, man, I'm with Omaha, Nebraska's finest, Bomac, Jackal Fitness. Thank you for your time, champ.
Man, let's stop it right there. Did you hear what the man said? That was 4 years ago. He said they did not want to come off the porch 4 years ago. They also had a game plan for 4 years. They've been studying this man. And the reason why I stand the way I stand, that was 4 years ago. See, one thing about my mental, I really talk to these guys in the flesh. So certain things always resonate in me. And see, this was 4 years ago. And I asked him, because remember, I was a big PBC guy, right? And this was, I had interviewed Thurman. Thurman was talking real greasy about Terrence. You see, I brought that up in the interview. Bomac stated, and when we fast forward to the present, I asked him, how would Terrence fare against those guys? And you heard what he said. So when I seen him go against the top guys, Sean Porter was the top guy. He stopped him. And I was like, man, O'Brien, man, was right, man. Bomac was right, man. So I said, God damn it. 4 years ago, the man told me this. 4 years ago, he told me what was going to happen. We fast forward to 2020. Man, if he didn't stop Sean Porter, he stopped him. So when July 29th rolls around, you heard what the man said 4 years ago. They've been calling Earl out to come off the porch. Come off the porch. Come outside. Come out the gate. Finally, it is coming to fruition. 21 days out, man. But that was Bomac 4 years ago. I could recall talking to Red and Saul and Bernard. That's Bernie. I'm gonna call him Bernard. We're gonna be formal today. I like Bernie. Bernard, good guy. Great interview. For those of y'all that if you do cover fights and come across them in person, he's better in person. Great if you can get him on your channel as well. But in person, sound bites are even better. But hey, what do I know? Can you come on? You gotta be out of here with that. You gotta be out of here with that. Go upstairs with that. No, go upstairs with that. Yes, sorry about that. But yes, so 4 years ago, 4 years ago, my guy Bomac was definitely on his jizzle. He was on his jizzle, stating what it was going to be, man. What it was going to be, and that's pretty much how that is going to play out. I'm a strong, firm believer of that, man. They haven't been wrong yet, man. Team Crawford has not been wrong. Team Spence, on the other hand, a lot of inconsistencies. And unlike these worshipers, these YouTube fanboys, I'm the UGK. I'm a real journalist, and you see the catalog to prove it. The catalog to prove it. So when I do state what I state, it's because I pay attention to the inconsistencies. I pay attention to, well, this time it was that time is this. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And like I said, one thing about Team Crawford, man, they said when the PB, I asked 4 years ago, what would happen with the PBC boys? If Sean Porter is a tool time champion, a general over there that Bud Crawford handled, man. You know, handled him and stopped him. You know, stopped him. Something that Earl Spence was unable to do prior to all the things that he has went through. You gotta remember that. That fight was tooth and nails. That's why, you know, they tried to discredit the Bud accomplishment, say that he didn't train, he didn't this. So hopefully you are training, you know. Hopefully you are training, you know, for this fight. You know, hopefully, you know, but to me, the writing is on the wall. We are 3 weeks out. We're starting to see the excuses pop up. This is what it is, you know. Some of us are reporting on it, others of us are not. But yeah, the excuses are pretty much coming into play now, man. You're starting to see guys, you know, speak on the fact that, you know, they want to bring up all the stuff that has happened to Earl. But I gotta say this, right? Not only are they bringing it up, they want to bring up all the stuff that, you know, the man was on record, right? These are facts, man. No tune-ups. I'm a savage. All that stuff. Like, come on. Now you can't. Don't do videos talking about his inactivity. Don't do videos wanting to highlight the accident and all that, because this is the guy that said he no broken bones. He was a savage. This is the guy that we just watched on $1 Million Worth of Game that said he was running up a flight of stairs after leaving not running, you know what I mean, but going up a flight of stairs in his condo, in his high rise, leaving the you know, the hospital, you know, after sustaining, you know, the car crash, which like if I would have jumped on my channel and said that his car was in the Olympics, you know, all the Spence fights and all that would have came over here wanting to fight. Well, not wanting to fight. They would have came over here and their troll accounts. Because that's the one thing I noticed about this YouTube. A lot of you guys have crash dummy accounts, right? And you wanna comment from your crash dummy accounts, right? Goofy stuff. That's how it lets me know a lot of you guys in real life are cowards. That's probably another reason why you don't cover fights, because you can't face, especially those of y'all that talk reckless and crazy. What do you look like facing a warrior saying some of the things that you say on the internet to this warrior? Because that's what these fighters are. They're warriors, gladiators. You know, they bang. See, a lot of you guys bang keyboards, you know? Hopefully y'all are catching this sauce. Let me get to some more of these comments. Yes, Patrick Day, man. Great soul. Matter of fact, let me see. I got Patty on here. Let me play some vintage Patrick Day. He let's see, where's Patrick? I want to play my last interview with him. Last one. Because the gems he dropped, it was like he was giving people the final message that he knew that he was about to ascend to the essence. Because something that right here it is right here, look. Man, I always remember this interview, man. The look over him when I watch, I still get the chills watching this interview. But the look over him 3 years ago, man. He fought 2 weeks later against the man that I'm about to interview later at 1 p.m. and succumbed to his injuries in that fight. But this interview, the things that he says, still to this day, I carry this. Listen to this interview. Historic.
Fitness, man. You see who I got, my guy. Freeport in the building. We like a couple weeks out. You know, Pat got the big fight in the big boy garden. Right, and the big boy over there on the Triple G undercard. First and foremost, man, thank you for your time, man. We're gonna get right to it, man. You know, Charles Cornwell, you know, Olympian, 2016 Olympian, man. I already stated, man. I think he's biting off a little more than what he could chew. With Chew, I think they're rushing him. Yeah, what's your thoughts on that, Pat?
Honestly, I'm not his manager. I'm not his promoter.
Yeah.
I'm worried about my career.
Yeah.
And if they feel like they're confident enough to step up to the challenge and fight a veteran like myself, good for him. I respect him because I take big balls. You know what I'm saying? But I'm ready to do what I got to do to win this fight and move on, man.
Yeah.
In my last fight, I was in the world title elimination phase.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back in that world title picture. You know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back in.
He in it, man. He in it. He being modest. He in it.
I'm still in the running for that shot.
Yeah.
Just gotta get this win against the young man named Charles Conwell.
Yeah.
And after that, we move forward and we challenge for a title.
Yes. Yeah, don't worry, no Timothy Bradley. Listen, it ain't on ESPN. We ain't gotta worry about you, Bradley. We ain't gotta worry about you. We got the big fight coming up. Earl Spence Jr., Sean Porter. How you see that fight playing out?
I love that fight. I think it's gonna be an action-packed, entertaining fight. I gotta go Earl Spence. I think he's a better boxer. He's too sharp. He's too strong. I love Earl Spence. I like the way he fights. I'm a big fan of Porter too.
Yeah.
Spence is just he's different, you know.
Yeah. Let me get one more final prediction from you, a Warrior. You got the Battle of Brooklyn with the Queens in there. Heather Hartley and Serrano sister, Amanda Serrano, man. That's a tough fight. How you see that fight going down the co-main event tonight?
That fight is gonna be great. I'm excited. I came here as that's one of the reasons I came here tonight. But I gotta go with Serrano, you know. I think like he's a little cleaner, a little more polished, a little stronger.
Yeah.
And Hardy's gonna give a great fight. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, one final question, man. You know, Freeport, Long Island, you know, kids out there, we always see you in the community at the, the Freeport PAL, man. Just give the young kids, something, man. A lot of kids look up to you on Long Island, Nassau, Suffolk, New York, period, man. Just give the kids something, man.
Whatever it is that's in your heart, do it. Don't let anybody, anything stop you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's your family that's not against you, you know what I'm saying? But family, outside influences, whatever is here, do it. Life is short. You don't know if you're going to make it to next week, or next month, or even tomorrow. So whatever's in your heart and happens, motivate you, ice that passion, go do it.
Yes. Once again, man, I'm going to let you enjoy the fight. This is Jack with Fitness, one of our favorites, with the original Jack, the Haitian sensation, Cat Day. Thank you for your...
Yes, that was my guy. Rest in peace. Angels never die. Legends never die. Paris Day. But did you hear what he said? Every time I watch that always sticks with me. He said, life is short. Go after your dreams and your goals, man. Go after them, man. That was the late, great Legends Never Die. Patrick Day, the Haitian sensation. You see, the Haitian sensation, man. Shout out to Patrick, man. Patrick always believed in the sauce. The Jackal Fitness days. But he remembered when I was battling these demonic demons. And look, we are at today. Look where the sauce has spread it to today. But, I had to highlight Patrick, man. 3 years, man. Gone but never forgotten. Good dude, man. One of the best. Like, him and his coach, man. I remember them kicking in the doors for me, man. Kicking in the doors, making phone calls. When these people didn't want me to be a reporter, right? They didn't want me to be a reporter because this side of this game is, man, the powers that be, right? If people try to put smut on your name, right? Doors will get closed for you, right? But one thing, like Pat said, when God And people have a calling on your life. It doesn't happen for you that way. But I remember him and his coach Joe Higgins. I do the right things, apply for credentials, and these people was trying to turn me away. Meanwhile, you see my catalog. This speaks for itself. These boys that now these boys now they don't even cover fights no more. I don't know what happened. I think they took the YouTube deal. But I remember these people always turning me away. And I remember Joe Higgins, my God. Shout out to Coach Higgins, man. Yeah, he made a phone call. I remember I had got denied for credentials. And I called my guy, Joe. He was like, "Oh, you're not going to the fights?" I was like, "Nah, they denied me." He was like, "What?" Yeah, he said, "Hold on." Yeah, he made a phone call, right? And you see, that's how I know the game now. See, each one teach one, and you learn, right? They taught me, and I teach others. And the same way they gave the olive branch to me, I give to others. I remember him making that phone call that day. And when he made that phone call, the doors, the gates, it was like the Red Sea parted. So I said, "Man," he was like, "Yeah, it's that easy. It's that easy." Right? And that always stuck with me, right? So now, right, I knew how the game was played. So a lot of things started making sense. People that I thought was for me was against me. And that when that happened, my eyes were awoke to what was really going on. So now I had to play chess. And you see what happened. I maneuvered through the game. But I always knew who was for me and who was against me. So when you hear me sometimes spew that hot sauce, like Toby would say, it's for a reason. And you see now, these people that I spew that venom on, what do? They hide, they run. Because they know my truth is the truth. And their lies, well, their lies had to change. But like I said, the sauce still remains the same. 1 p.m. you will get some vintage sauce. I have some fire questions ready for my guy, Charles Conwell. I told, the listeners, supporters, feel free to jot your questions down. But I know what you guys are going to try to do, you non-supporters. You guys are going to try to pull up and pop questions in the chat, which will get ignored unless you pay to play. I'm sorry, this is the game. Like I said, I gave you the free pass saying, I posted it. Look, I'm going to be doing this. If you have a question, feel free to drop it. Now, when I get to dropping the sauce, Brian Custer, a.k.a. Shy Sauce, a.k.a. Mark Kriegel, a.k.a. whoever you see on the big screen doing, I do it as well. My interview at 1 p.m. Because I know you guys are going to try to jump in and want to share an experience. Then, like I said, the only way your question gets acknowledged if it comes through like the guys that you love to fuck with, that you respect. You're going to have to do a super chat. Because you pay these guys for nothing. You pay these guys to do nothing. Whereas somebody such as myself, I do it to you for the love, for the sport, for the game. But this time around, things have changed. When I do give you the source on the internet, since I'm stunning and I don't do no views, in order to be a part of the experience, come correct. Hopefully you guys caught and enjoyed this sauce this morning. I am going to go get breakfast. I should cut my grass, but it's going to rain tomorrow. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I may hold off on cutting it to Monday. But I am going to do some sort of physical activity. Maybe go hit the track. Do some jumping jacks and sit-ups. And then maybe you can get up and actually cover a fight. But as always, salute to my team.
One day you'll get your palate used to that rough fish. Gotcha. What's happening? What else you got for me?
What's your favorite place to go?
Favorite place to go is the beach. I love the beach, yo. Anywhere if there's a beach nearby, I love to go there, relax, walk along the beach, barefooted, get my feet dirty. Yeah, no doubt. Stick my foot in the water. I don't go in the water though. There's sharks and stuff in there. Nah, I don't mess with that. All right. That's good.
Play basketball?
Look at my height. I'm short.
No,
I can't play no basketball.
Yes, you can.
No.
I believe you can.
The World Combat Sports with the one and only Sauce Talk podcast in the house.
That's right. You know the vibes.
Yes, sir.